Get everything you need for your next job without the hassle at AquaBluMosaics.com. We carry everything from high-quality pool tile, porcelain pavers, grout, fire and water features, and everything in between that you need to get your project done and put some money in your pocket. A literal showroom in the palm of your hand, we are the most powerful tool any pool contractor can have in their pocket. Become an Aqua Pro and save money on every order, get free samples, and have full access to our unmatched customer service. Easy to remember, hard to forget. Visit AquaBluMosaics.com.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast. Today, we have two of the top luxury outdoor living designers in the game with us, Nate and Justin Fox of Foxterra Design. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be with us here today.
Totally. Thanks for having us.
We're excited to have this conversation.
Now, I feel like probably the whole pool industry knows who you guys are, but for those who don't, can you give us a little bit of background and bio about your firm and how Foxterra first got started?
Sure. I mean, it really started more as a passion for me as a 9-year-old, literally using Christmas money, birthday money, going to Home Depot buying plants. I just always had a natural love for the outdoors and creating things. Even though my very first water feature project was getting a shower curtain for my parents and putting it in the backyard, digging a hole, buying a pump from Home Depot, putting it in the middle of the shower curtain. And that was literally my first kind of like connection with this whole design experience that we've been able to really create. The business side started almost 15 years ago now, and it started as a very, very small 2-person landscape, putting irrigation in, sprinkler systems in, drainage systems, and inside. And $3,000 project was my first official sale.
And actually, our first design was done on MS Paint, by the way.
That's right.
So,
All right, so we're aging you guys a little bit by that.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, like Nate said, it was literally just like very, very rudimentary, but based always with the passion I carried as someone that's super interested in this space. And about 15 years ago, once we got I got the construction kind of started, it kind of just slowly built from there as far as people asking us to do, okay, can you do concrete? Can you do walls? And then eventually I think it was like 8 years ago now, someone asked us to do a pool. And my response was, oh yeah, no problem. We can totally do that. And I was like, oh shoot, after they left, I was like, how are we going to do a pool? And so just by really kind of starting there that was kind of our beginning for it all.
Demand for pool construction services kind of precipitated that growth for you, huh?
Yeah.
And I would say everything has really accelerated in the past, I would say 5 to 7 years. I mean, just once we got into the pools, like Justin said, our first pool, then we did our first luxury project, which was, huge for us. We got into a specific community here in Southern California. But I think one thing that's really unique is that all of us have had experiences. I mean, I literally have dug the trenches. I know even Justin's wife at one point was installing sprinklers. So we've really had that hands-on experience, which has just taught us so much.
And that's how you've been able to make your headway. I mean, over there, you guys are kind of like a local fixture in your area, Orange County, LA County. That's your guys' stomping grounds, right?
It is. That's definitely where we started and gave us a huge kind of like educational course on a range of projects. And we used to do construction. We don't do construction anymore. But we used to have about 50 employees that built a lot of what we were designing. And it really was great too, because as designers, you get hands-on, see every aspect, understand what can or cannot be done. And now having a design team, there's about 15 of us, hyper-focused just on design. We get to, imagine spaces all around the US and even some parts outside of the country, which is it's a dream. It's like 15 years of hard work is finally getting us to a place where we're able to like open the doors and floodgates to like creativity and help people really maximize the potential of their space.
Sure. I mean, you have more bandwidth now to focus on what you guys do best, which is just do creative design, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. And like Justin said, we've really expanded our reach. I mean, just today I had planning meetings with clients in Florida and Texas, and it's just been so great. And I think one thing we really learned is good design is also about listening. I mean, just really understanding at the end of the day, what does a client want? What do they need in their yard? What are their budget concerns? But it's been really, really amazing to get to this point with the business.
Well, who are some of the professionals that you collaborate with in order to build these over-the-top projects that you guys are rolling out?
Definitely a handful of contractors that we're super familiar with in the Orange County area. And even some of them are like when we stopped doing construction, we basically empowered some of our project managers to get their own contractor's license. And they took basically a bulk of like the immediate work, but still a lot of time that we're putting into really researching like the best contractors to work with, because there's so much that goes into building these elaborate designs. And Orange County is definitely locked down, but it's really like we're working to create more relationships, like specifically in Florida and Texas, where most of the other designs, like there's a more of a pool of designs being built out there. So it's just kind of creating this loose network as of now, but we're really leaning into like making sure these finished projects that are currently being built, kind of reach that top tier look that we have on the design side, and then really being able to promote them as the certified installers we have for around the country.
Yeah, I've seen that on your website that you have a certified network of installers now. I mean, I'm sure the requirements to be part of that network are probably pretty steep. I mean, given the scope of work that you guys have with these acrylic glass walls and a lot of these elaborate features in there and all these sophisticated hydraulics that are in the pool, I mean, you need guys that really know their stuff and are at their A game.
Yeah, it's not the standard. A lot of it's not the standard stuff. So we're still figuring out all the steps of what that takes, but we're absolutely like hyper focused on making sure the client's experience is not just seeing a great 3D drawing, but really seeing it all the way through.
One thing that's really great about the fact that we now have so many projects underway is that once these projects are, complete in different states or regions, and, the client had a great experience with that contractor, they can become like Justin said, a certified installer. So we are currently building that network, which is just going to be our go-to. For example, let's say you're in Florida, perfect. Here's, the contractor that can service your specific region and has done a full project with us. So you have that confidence that they can, install it to the level of quality that we expect.
Sure. I mean, these aren't cookie cutter pools you guys are putting in the ground. These are like, $500,000 and up projects.
Right.
I mean, I've been following you guys on Instagram for a few years now, and I'm a big fan of your videos.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Practically every single day I can count on you guys to post something awesome. And you guys have got close to 500,000 followers now on Instagram. You guys are just destroying it.
Crazy.
I mean, what's most impressive to me about your following is that it's not all bots, it's real people. And they're about as engaged with the content that you post as I am. I mean, every post gets thousands of likes and hundreds of comments, and it's getting better and better and better. I mean, your Pinterest is bananas, something like 500,000 views a month, and TikTok, you guys have got like 1 million followers. It seems as though social media in general has been really instrumental in helping you guys build your brand.
Couldn't agree more.
It absolutely has. And I would just say that, the bigger picture is we've realized that when it comes to outdoor space, there's really just such a gap in the market that, there's so many incredible interior designers or incredible architects. We just feel, currently there's just not really anyone who really understands how amazing the outdoor space can be. And we feel, going back to social media, that's what our audience loves to see is just, I have a really tiny backyard. What possibly could I do with it? And then we show them this is exactly what you could do with this space. So it's just for us going back to what is something that our audience really hasn't seen and what does our audience want to see? And that's just really imaginative, creative ideas for the outdoors.
For sure. I mean, what is it about pool videos that like just sucks us in? I find myself up like late at night, just swiping through people's Instagrams. I mean, we've all been there. It's past midnight and you're watching two guys dig a hole with a stick in the backyard and make a pool in the middle of the jungle. I mean, I think what I love about your videos is that whether it's Justin or Nate doing the dialogue, you get a different perspective and an area of expertise that shines in your videos.
Thank you. That means a lot. And I think it's really, we talked about it. We really want to bring people in on two levels. One, like Nate was talking about, really see what the potential is in their own yard, whether they use us as a design service or not. There is just so much to be unlocked within a small, medium, or large space. And we want to kind of be the conduit to open people's eyes, but hey, like, have you ever thought about doing this? And our tagline is from residence to resort. We're always trying to make sure that our designs deliver on that level. And we want people to not only, be like, okay, you have to use our designs to get, but like from our designs, you are able to get inspiration to do this. And the second thing is, we, both Nathaniel and I, are still in awe and wonder of being able to be with these clients and help them and develop these properties that are just like stunning. And when we get a walk on, we're not having the push like, I can't believe, like, yes, we're the best. We're like, wow, how in the world did they actually come and trust us and be able to find that joy? And like, that's why sometimes I jump in the pools. I'm like, I want people to experience this, whether I know they're not here, but like to experience the awe and wonder that we have being in this space and just allow them to feel like, hey, maybe I can do that someday, or maybe I have that space, or maybe I can feel transported where I don't even have to go to my own, like I don't have to pay to fly to go to a resort. I can bring that to my own space. So those are kind of the two approaches we try to bring alive in our videos.
Yeah, I mean, Justin did a great video. One was about like seating options and budgeting for a raised or sunken seating area. I mean, it's stuff like that that homeowners love and really resonates with them. Do you take the same sort of approach towards design when explaining the pros and cons of the various amenities?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I mean, for us, I always tell our design team, I say the first step in being a good designer is to be a good listener. So we really have to understand people, and rather than just coming in and just projecting all this stuff on them, what takes them to the place of tranquility and peace? Like whether it's like place they've been, resorts or style, and then allowing that kind of information to be then the guide of like saying they have a 500,000, say they have 250 or even 1 million, whatever it is saying, hey, like, okay, some of those aspects, and giving that guidance, like, hey, we could do this, feature, but I don't know if that really connects with what you're looking for overall. And so having that ability to understand what they need and then give guidance is really key in allowing them to have a good design.
I mean, I agree, like Justin said, listen is important. And for a lot of our clients, it is an educational process. I mean, everyone knows the cost of cars and homes, but if you haven't installed a landscape, even how to get to that budget. So much of what we do in our initial process, we have, it's called resort mapping meeting, where we go through this at length, is knowing what questions to ask and really just educating our clients, because they kind of have a general idea, but there's a lot of learning to be done. And just, with the expertise, the things we've learned over the years, it's really educating. Okay, for example, maybe, a zero edge isn't what you need for your pool, because maybe that one feature is going to take it over the amount you'd like to spend, but there are other things that we can do to still make it really pop.
Sure. I mean, you spend so much time educating them about the pool and the landscape. I like one of the recent videos you did about landscape design trends in 2022. You were hitting us off with some quick insights about organic and connecting with nature and minimalism. I mean, how has this come into play with some of your recent projects, Nate?
I would definitely say, like, first of all, we're always kind of looking for what's new and, what's trending. But beyond that, how do people use the space? How do they live? So when it comes to actual trends and everything, we always want to aim for timeless. We don't want to look for something, okay, this is very of the moment, and then 2 or 3 years later, it's going to look very dated. But I would just say overall that organic, just connecting more to nature, using a lot of softscape, of course, elements like water and fire is definitely a trend, but we definitely see it being something that is pretty timeless as well.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about minimalism, though, Nate. I mean, less is more in the backyard in terms of these over-the-top designs sometimes.
So I would say at the end of the day, I mean, we are not cookie cutter designers. We do not copy and paste any of our designs, over and over again. So at the end of the day, every new client is a fresh start, which we love. It's so exciting as a designer. So at the end of the day, there are clients who do love, a minimal look, a Zen look. And then there are clients who still want that, very over the top, very flashy. We're designing the space according to our clients' wishes. So, it's like there are trends and things that come up. It really is about making that space, unique, and a space that works for our clients, whatever that may be. I mean, some of these things, for example, I'm sure you've heard of our Lamborghini pool design.
Sure.
It's just like, that's a very specific ask. That's not something for everyone, but for this specific client, it was very important that he could park, his Lamborghini, be able to watch it from his spot. And we're here to bring that to life.
Yeah, that project was super cool. I like how you're able to connect the dots for the Mrs. Joneses out there who want a pool like the one that she saw on Instagram or pinned and then showed her husband. I mean, you do some videos where you're like, okay, here's what you get for 500 grand. Here's what you get for 700 grand. And the ability to equate price to what they're seeing on social media really puts it in perspective.
It's good to hear, because we've been it's kind of hard sometimes to do it too, because it's a moving target, especially now. I feel like this is the most expensive time ever to build. So you're kind of referencing like pricing that was done then, but at the same time, at least it's a reference. And that's what we kind of want to deal with. So they have some kind of general framework of like, okay, if I want this, this is about what's going to take. And different parts of the country play into that, different times of the year, during kind of times like this where things are just really expensive, it changes, but at least gives people a framework to work off of.
Sure. I mean, some of the videos you post that I like aren't even about pools. I mean, you guys did one that cracked me up where I think you both were hanging out in front of Jeff Bezos' house and got chased out of there. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's a fail video, if anything, and it got like 10,000 likes, right?
Right, right.
I mean, but still,
Yeah.
it's really entertaining. I mean, how do you guys get ideas of what to post? I mean, you just spontaneously decide, you know what, we build pools for millionaires and celebs. Let's go make a video today with Justin swimming underneath some floating steps today. I mean, how do you plan all this stuff out? And where do you find the time?
We definitely have a team. So I know our social media makes it look like Nate and I do every single aspect of our business.
Right.
But there's 13 other people behind the scenes that are doing so much, and we do have a team dedicated to content specifically. So marketing director and videographer and people dedicated to TikTok, people dedicated to Instagram, and they're not just regular people, they're amazing people. And so having like the right people in those areas that they're experts at, on top of like connecting with Nate and I's like kind of overall, professionalism on the design side, I think it just really creates this great synergy of like ideas, but what's practical, what can be done. And it's so funny. I've loved creating videos. Even when I was a teenager, it's random. I would even make videos even like as years ago before I started social media, just like me being super random, going in the Chick-fil-A line and then just recording it, sending it as a group text to friends. So I just have always loved kind of like cracking people up if I can, and now to have a platform that connects with on a professional level, it's just fun. I mean, Nathaniel's done amazing at it. He was like, I told him a couple of years ago, I was like, dude, we need to make this a more personal brand.
What Justin's saying is so true, because his personality, he's always just lit up in front of the camera. And until 2 years ago, I had never taken a selfie video in my life. I mean, it was a big thing for me to just like, wow, I'm actually going to be on camera. Okay, I guess is the direction we're going. But I have to say that one decision to really make Foxterra a personal design brand was the most important business decision that was ever made. And I give Justin total props for that. And also props, of course, to our social media team, which is amazing. But it's just what we realized is that people connect with us, and that's we love design. We hope that's obvious, but it's like, we want people to connect with that and not just make it some faceless, impersonal corporate account that's just showing, beautiful designs. And we really feel that that's helped us so much, is just, let's just show who we actually are and what we're actually about, and what we love. And we feel that has really connected and resonated with people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it takes a good team to be able to pull off what you're doing to the level that you guys are doing it at. And it looks like you guys are just having fun out there, for real.
That is,
we actually really are. That is 100% true.
Once we stopped doing construction, we definitely started having fun. Because man, that was just a whole nother business and animal. But being able to really be on the side that we really love it's a very fun thing. In fact, you'll have to keep watch, because in the end of June, we're actually driving up to Northern California. We designed this really huge house, like 15,000 square foot home.
In Napa Valley.
And so we're going up there to shoot some videos. And we're going to start doing that more, because we've been so kind of connected with Orange County area. A lot of our stuff feels kind of, I mean, it's nice, but it's also not a range. We have such a huge, much bigger range than people realize. So we're going to start highlighting Northern California, then Florida and Texas. And there's about 100 different properties being built right now or on the cusp being finished around the country that we designed that no one knows about. So like, we're going to start really sharing those with people. It's going to be fun.
Sharing your body of work is what it's all about. I mean, honestly, my wife has a Facebook page with 1 million followers. And I always tell her, I mean, I could post a cure for cancer and get like 100 likes. And she posts something like have a nice day and gets like 75,000 likes. But it's all the way, it's the way you post it, right?
Yeah.
You guys work with a lot of celebrity clientele, and I saw you doing the design reveal with Jason Derulo, and he had that moment where he was just blown away by the design. But that's what you're bringing to the table with a lot of these clients, and why they want to hire you. They want the wow factor.
They do, and it's so fun when you can deliver it and capture on camera, like on a celebrity. That's even better. Like, so that was definitely fun.
Walk me through that process a little bit. I mean, how do you connect with 1%ers and elite celebrity clientele to deliver an experience that just blows away their expectations?
I would say that it really starts with authenticity. I think that I try really hard to just be who we are, and not do it for like try to for the recognition, but it's about the design. And so being able to just be excited with, clients, whether celebrities or not, about what the potential is, because we do. Like, I'm even just excited talking about this stuff. I get so amped up. But just to be able to talk with people when they're like looking at their space, and like, I remember with Jason, he was like, man, I don't know what I can do. And I feel like, Nate and I were talking through some options, and he's like, oh yeah, I mean, I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And it was kind of almost like, cool, but I don't know what you guys come up with, and so being able to then finish the job to design and put, I mean, this is like years, 15 years of experience of like, and people ask sometimes like, how long did design take? And I say 15 years. Like, what do you mean? I was like, no, I could have not done this 5 years ago, 9 years ago. The design you're seeing today is 15 years in the making. And to know that we can deliver on 15 years of experience, and a collective team, and that's just mine. Nate has a lot of experience. Our other designers have equal amount of experience. So we're bringing a lot of experience to the table. It's just nice when you can give them the client the key, and say, hey, I'm unlocking something you didn't even know existed in your space. And it was fun to show that with Jason and others that we get to do.
Absolutely. I mean, he looked like he was really blown away by the end result of what you guys did. And I know a lot of guys are big on pool tours, but your Instagram is just one big fat giant pool tour. With how busy it's gotten, how has that process kind of changed to accommodate this new influx of business?
I really would say, I mean, it all comes down to organization, optimization. I mean, and this is just something that, internally and it's still ongoing. I mean, the whole focus of this year is how can we better serve our clients, give a better customer service experience. And just internally, it's just all about having a process for every single aspect, from the time that, a potential client first calls in and they sign, and just that everything is mapped out, but just so it's very clear, that we deliver, because, we know the expectation that's there for a Foxterra design. And we just want to make sure that every client has the best experience, like I said, from the first initial call all the way to that delivering of the design doc.
I think you just hit the nail on the head, brother. I mean, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, right?
Exactly.
Like Nathaniel said, just to wrap up what he's saying, like, this year has been focused on execution of our deliverables, and like, how can we do it top tier? And so it's dialing that process in and then filling it with the right people. And it's hard to find right people, but when you do, and as a team, we have just amazing people part of it. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree. It takes a good team to be able to pull off and execute, and aligning yourself with the right people and the right elements to make all that happen is the difference between success or failure all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for, stopping by to chat with us today. I mean, I really just appreciate you giving us some background and some expertise on how you developed your social media following and what makes you guys so successful. I mean, there's really a secret recipe over there that a lot of guys would try to reiterate in some of the stuff that they're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite.
No, thank you. Yes, thank you so much for having us.
Get everything you need for your next job without the hassle at AquaBluMosaics.com. We carry everything from high-quality pool tile, porcelain pavers, grout, fire and water features, and everything in between that you need to get your project done and put some money in your pocket. A literal showroom in the palm of your hand, we are the most powerful tool any pool contractor can have in their pocket. Become an Aqua Pro and save money on every order, get free samples, and have full access to our unmatched customer service. Easy to remember, hard to forget. Visit AquaBluMosaics.com.